this will be a short video on the Schatz 53 movement on this anniversary clock. How to take the suspension spring off without bending it up. You probably have it bent up already, that's why you have to take it off. And anyway, if it's not bent up, if you have to take it off and you don't want to bend it up, this thing, make sure this little slidey lock thing is slid all the way up. Lock it up there. There are 2 screws, small screws, right back in these holes right here. Where are you? Right there. 2 small screws. Loosen those screws. You don't have to take them all the way out. But to loosen them, your suspension spring goes right in front of them. So you take the pendulum off, lift, and it'll come out through the front very easily. You don't have to take this back part off. It'll come out through the front. There's plenty of room right here for it to slide right out. So once that's off, you can see why I have to do this. There's my suspension spring. It's sitting sideways, so I have a feeling I bent it when I put this tube back on here. So I'm taking it off to check. So I'm just going to loosen these 2 screws. Now that the weight is off of this, you can move the suspension spring to one side or the other and get in there and loosen those 2, and then I'm going to loosen them and I'll join you back again. So when it's loosened and it's a little bit wobbly, you can slide it down and towards you. And it's a solid shaft, it's a solid tube. You've got to slide your suspension spring out through it. And now that there's nothing here, like your suspension spring can swing back and forth. See, I can swing it back and forth. So I can pull the tube towards me and just slip this out of it. And there we are. And then you're ready to remove this little screw. Grab your fork. This has to come all the way off. Slide that down and out, and there's your spring. All in one piece with a nice bend in it right there. I can see the bend. This is why it wouldn't stay running after I took it upstairs. I put a nice bend in it putting the tube back on last time. They are very sensitive. They're very fine. They're worse to me than working on a hairspring on a small clock. But yeah, I'm going to smooth that little bend out right there. And what clued me in that it was bent was when it was hanging up. This thing was sideways. It was always straight on before, but then when I took it upstairs, it was sitting sideways. So I'm going to smooth this off. Most people say you can't fix the kinks. I have worked on a lot of hairsprings and things. I can take that kink out of there and make this work. But anyway, so to put it back on, same thing. Slip this up in the hole, put your screw back in there. Find the hole in the little holder, screw it in. And I don't have the fork on the thing that sticks up and down from the verge. Forget what they call it, but anyway, that pin. But I don't have to, because once it's attached, I can easily pull it back, slip that over there, and slide it forward. That way I don't have to worry about it when I'm trying to hook it up. Just hold on to this and get that back in there. And then you can slip this onto there. On and off, just like that. Alright, and then your tube has a little hollowed out part right there. There's your 2 holes for the back. Your small screws start here, and then once you get them in there, you push it up. And this little cutout region will cover this top part where your fork is. It'll cover it up like so. When you put it on, it's down here, and then you slide it up, and it locks it. Then you can tighten your screws up a little bit and put your pendulum back on. You're all set to go. Thanks for watching. So if your suspension spring on one of these anniversary torsion clocks is a little bit bent, like this one, see it goes, kind of turns that away, and there's a bend in it right here, and then it's straight. So straight to here, a little bit of a bend, and then the bottom is kind of twisted off to the side. This is how I straighten it. If it's got a curly Q twist, some people have had success with it hanging on the clock with the pendulum weight and over winding it the opposite direction, and it straightens it out some. But this is my plan. This is what I do to straighten these out. I'm not going to get real close to the fork. I'm not going to get real close to the block. I am going to get this bend out. So if you look right now, it's raised up here, it's dipped down there, and it's raised up here. So I've got it upside down. I want the part that's bent up to be sticking up. So I'm going to flip it over. Alright, now it's pretty obvious where it's sticking up, right? Get something flat. This is just a little piece of, I don't know, particle board. And I'm going to, this board has a hole in it. I've got the block peg in that hole to hold it there so I can hold it down good. And I'm just going to run this over it and smooth it until I get the bend out of it. Got about half the bend out of it. It's going to get better. Almost all the way out. Now it's just a bow. I have to make sure I'm not twisted. Yeah, it's not twisted. It just was kinked. There. See, when the light hits it just right, I thought maybe I had a twist. You don't want to smash a twist into it. It is flat that way. Okay. So anyway, a couple more passes, and it should be pretty flat right there. I'm going to hang it back up and see if it hangs straight. No, that's definitely not straight. You got to do a few more passes. Still got a little bit of a bow right there. But anyway, it is possible to straighten these out. My pendulum bottom block is still a little bit twisted off to the side. So I'm going to get this all straight, get it back on there. But that's just a suggestion. I have one more wire. They come 3 to a pack. I've used 2. This is the second one. So I don't want to use the last one if I don't have to. But give it a try. Can't hurt anything, right? It's already bent. Thanks for watching.